Your linebacker. That's what I say.
Fuck it, just go there, bro.
I'm not gonna go all the way there, but I'll just give in his scenario, because of his body type, I would say no, not a linebacker, but the way what he presents, like I dominate my line. This is what it is. You ain't getting your ass over here. That kind of whole thing. Yeah.
And you're attracted to that.
Very much so.
Okay.
See, running backs, they too flighty. They show boys. They over here. They over there. They know what the fuck they want. And they be too cute. And they too pretty. That's the other part. But I like a couple running backs though. What was tough to deal with was me thinking that I would never be able to fully be myself. So I had that rattled around. Like I had that complex at a very young age that either A, I would never be fully accepted in this family, because part of my family is religious. Not the immediate so much, but even my immediate comes from very prestigious religious, establishments. So that's that. And then I had a whole thing with God in the Bible. So I'm damning myself. It was a lot of self-inflicted stuff. And then the other part that I would never find my mate, because what I wanted to mate was a boy. And boys didn't like boys, at least the kind of boys that I thought I liked in my head. So I never thought I was going to really have an option to be healthfully and wholly with another person. So I was kind of in a,
How was it just being a young gay black boy in America at that time?
Definitely challenging. We're talking about the late 80s, the 90s. HIV just hit the marker. I'm even dealing with that, looking at what it's doing on TV. And then I'm a black boy who's supposed to be a boy in like football. And, I even lied to my daddy on those phone calls I tell you we have in between, telling him how I was in sports. And, and then I'm so smart to know I didn't want to use a rough sport. So I didn't use like football. I told him I was playing baseball now. And then I was playing I was like a second baseman. I couldn't be the third because you had to get the real guy who's going in for the home run. So that kind of thing. So my mind has always been there. But it was difficult. You had to keep up airs, even as prideful as I was internally. I wasn't even prideful then. I was just trying to play it safe. But I still knew I couldn't run away from the truth. I like boys. I liked them more than I like girls. I liked the security that they made me feel. And they were more beautiful to look at, more interesting to play with. The girls were good friends, but they had no substance. Boys to me had substance.
And what were you attracted to when it comes to a boy or a man, really?
Have you looked in the mirror? No,
sir. I am for the streets, sir. I'm just letting you know. I am outside.
I'm just reminding you. You
don't want to mess with anyone like me, okay? I'm telling you.
Ooh, I don't know. Let me adjust I wish I had pearls to clutch.
Oh, my God.
So I am saying this, so don't feel no kind of way. I know you won't. But yeah, Daniel, like look in the mirror, tall, dark. I'm talking about, I like them. You need to be burnt by the sun. If you come in here looking like Chris Brown, it's going to be a short conversation.
Because, we'll get into your type, but
okay.
We'll get into your type. I understand. I appreciate
you say,
it.
what do I like?
No. I hear you. You. But at the same time, I also know you've been through a series of whatever. I understand that I'm in season. Always chocolate dudes are always in season. I get it.
They actually are not, y'all.
What are you talking about? Wait, hold on.
Hold on. Let me say this. Because you got to remember, I got my ear to the ground with these females out here. So what you need to be asking me is how to get some more coochie.
Okay.
Because I can tell you that too, and how to stay away from the bad coochie. What the signs is. What's the signs of the problem coochie?
Save that.
Got you. I will.
Put that together.
But
because
no.
Honestly, I appreciate that. Anywhere I could get more coochie, I'd be very grateful.
I don't like the word pussy, but
yes, but that's okay.
Yeah,
pussy, coochie.
I mean, you can say them all. Yeah, just don't say.
On my clip. I might have to actually bleep that one.
Oh, yeah, because I forget that's another word. That's on the N-word list, the NC, the CN.
But let's get back to the fun stuff about your story. Who was your first crush? And was he gay or was he straight?
None of my crushes been gay. I don't like gay boys. I'll date and marry gay men. because I'm at the point I deal with men, not boys. But when we was talking about boys, I never crushed on a straight guy. I would tell you the first crush that hurt my heart that I realized I could never have them was Joey Lawrence.
Celebrity crush. Okay.
Celebrity crush like a motherfucker. I watched Blossom like none other. Blossom was my motherfucking show. And that whoa, and them tight jeans and them cutoff shirts, I was in it. Joey Lawrence. And then the guy from, this is just another celebrity crush, the guy from NYPD Blue, the Spanishy kind of one.
Mm-hmm.
Neil something.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know the name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Him. And then he got this scene one time, and my daddy loved NYPD Blue. So I would go watch it with him, right, with the repeats, because this is older. And he had this one scene when he comes out in his tidy whities. Oh, my Lord. I could have ate that screen up with a whole spoon, no topping. I swear to goodness. But no, yeah, my first crush was
yes, real crush. Someone you actually yo, I like this. I like this boy. I want to.
No, when that song, like the way you kiss me when we play the kissing game. That one, yeah. I can't say tonight, y'all. I've been smoking cigarettes like Tweet say. But no, it was this guy, and I'm not going to give his last name, but I will give the first. So if you out there somewhere in America and it's touches your computer channel near you, but he was so I caught the city bus which is really grown. I thought it was like a thing of, because again, I was going to a school that wasn't in my district. It was a thing of poverty. You lived in the wrong district. You got to go over here. But I was independent. My mother put me on the city bus. And we used to ride it together. He had the same kind of setup. We would ride the school bus to a neighborhood and get on the city bus. And his name was Alexander. We had the same name. I went by Bray back then. So that wasn't but yeah, it was this dark skin with a little tempeh afro, wore the little fila jogging pants, swishy. I was in love with Alexander. And I think he kind of did like me, like looking back. I think that's why he was so gentle with me and took the time with me. He was almost a protector. Like, he took me to the barbershop for the first time and sat me down in a chair and told me this is his barber, and then told me that he would pay for it. I told him no, but I paid him back because I didn't have the money. And I didn't even understand all this until later. Like, wow, he liked me. But so he was straight appearing and straight acting, and to my knowledge was straight. I can only go on this little feeling I have in my heart now for when boys like boys and they don't know how to say it, because I've had those situations now growing up in my matriculation, that I think that he just was really interested in me in that way. So yeah, so it was Alexander. But I had multiple crushes very young, like we said, celebrity crushes. I had the one from NYPD Blue and the little Spanish guy. And Joey Lawrence.
And what is it about a boy or a man that is really attractive? Is there certain like kind of body parts or the way they present themselves? Like, what is it?
I can put it in categories. Let's start with the obvious, the body parts. At least we got people in the studio. That's all I'm saying. We got people in the studio. Oh, child.
We have a female presence and a male presence in the studio.
Absolutely.
So, we could get those interesting perspectives because there are certain things that obviously women like about men, and I'm pretty sure they would want to know what is it that
more power to my sister.
What do men like about men?
So, if we gonna go there, since you asked it that way, I'm gonna say with this man, I ain't gonna go to the physical first. Be a man. Like, really be a man. So I'm, again, what I guess you would call old school gay. I think I schooled you on that before, but just to wrap it up for the audience, I'm damn near 40. I'll be 40 in, 2 years or something like that this year. And you had picture and catcher. You had a guy and a girl, or a guy who kind of was a little feminine, as I call myself a feminine fella. So my attraction has always been to very dominant men, not aggressive in that way, not toward me or anything, but very male presenting, and then my father, people say girls grow up, trying to get a man to emulate their father. I could say that's kind of true for me. I like a man who's going to work, who's dependable, who shows up, who's a protector, who gets the first piece of chicken, but understands why he gets that first piece of chicken, because he's putting the food on the table. I like all that. I could do all that for myself as a man too, but I like the union of having that in a household versus me being the provider and protector for a female.
going back to, you've experienced your first crush. You're comfortable with yourself. Your family is backing you now. Like, they love you. They care about you. They accept you for who you are. Can you explain your first time being intimate with a man? And, when did you actually lose your virginity? And how was really that experience and all of that?
Well, in the gay world, you got to put an asterisk by when did you lose your virginity? Because if you didn't do certain things to me, it ain't a lost virginity.
Okay, so have you been with women before?
Oh, I have.
Okay.
I have.
And were you intimate?
Beautiful women.
Yes.
Beautiful women.
And were you intimate?
Clean women, too. I found that out later on, that all girls ain't. I just was lucky. Like, when I told my guy friends later on what I did to these women, they was like, ugh, we don't do that because it be not right down there. And I was like, well, I ain't had them symptoms. I think everything was okay. And I rather enjoyed it. Matter of fact, that was so I'll be professional because this is going somewhere. I'll be PC and say, I actually enjoyed congolingus.
You did?
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's the thing I miss about being with a woman. Never liked penetration with a woman. Too much work, too messy.
Really?
Too much work. She needs to do something.
So were you intimate with a woman or were you intimate with a woman before a man, or was it a...
Oh, well after.
Okay, well after. So you were intimate with a man first. So what was it like? Can you explain that experience? What was that like?
Heartbreaking and painful.
So you were in love?
No, physically it was heartbreaking and painful. So no, it was heartbreaking because... physically, it was painful and embarrassing.
Okay, embarrassing.
So the first time, I said the asterisk is by the virginity when I lose my virginity because my next door neighbor, we'll leave him nameless, him and his brother liked me, him and his brother, and I did little nasty kid things, heavy petting with both of them.
Can you explain heavy petting? What is that?
We would have a lot of spending nights, and I remember one time. He had his little boxer drawers on. This is the older brother that I really actually kind of liked. Like, he was not dark. He was not none of what I like. He was short. He had a little crazy little eye that went to the side a little bit. But he was cute. And he had a little muscle on him, a little tone. He was a boy, though. He was like he wouldn't be a running back because he didn't have the weight. But he played that position well. Okay, yeah, if you know what I mean.
I don't. Actually, I have no idea.
So that's another thing in the gay culture. Some of us...
Yes, please explain.
Yeah. So different football and basketball positions mean different things and different attributes related to a man.
This is a whole episode.
Yeah.
Oh, golly. We're not going to give all that stuff
I'm not going to know.
Yeah, no, we'll
I would just say, though. It's like, what's the acronym? Why, if you know, you know.
Okay.
That one. Put it hashtag bam at the bottom.
We'll make the audience do the research if they really want to know.
If you really want to know.
If you really want to know the positions. I actually kind of do want to know. But
and this is a straight guy, y'all. He's asking.
Because it's good to know, at least to have an idea, Your
linebacker, that's what I say.
Fuck it. Just go there, bro.
I'm not going to go all the way there, but I'll just give in his scenario. Because of his body type, I would say no, not a linebacker. But the way what he presents, like, I dominate my line. This is what it is. You ain't getting your ass over here. That kind of whole thing. Yeah.
And you're attracted to that.
Very much so.
Okay.
See, running backs, they too flighty. They show boys. They over here. They over there. They know what the fuck they want. And they be too cute. And they too pretty. That's the other part. But I like a couple running backs, though. I do. I'll take all. Defensive and offensive ends. Trust me.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
No.
Simple conversation.
Right. I ain't mad at that at all.
But no, you asked about him because I do want to.
Yeah. So, talk about, what was the point that actually led to the intimacy, or where you guys actually had a mutual understanding? Like, yo, I'm into you. You're into me. And then, what did that scenario, what did it mean?
That's why I said it was heartbreak.
Okay, I was going to say, did you actually have feelings? What was that like?
I did, because this was, I told you earlier that, or maybe I shouldn't give timestamps because you're going to edit this. But anyway, I liked the male guy, but I also didn't think that I would ever find somebody who was a boy, because boys didn't like boys. Gay was just extremely feminine. That's how you could identify. You could tell because he had a little switch, a little sugar in his tank. So I just never thought in a million years, if I could go back and tell my young soul, calm down. It's plenty of fish in the sea. You don't have to jump at the first thing that likes you. This was this boy. So yeah, in that way I had feelings because he was a boy and he kind of liked me. But the way I ended up finding out he liked me was so tawdry. His brother, I'm over their house. I had left my key, like totally left my key wherever it was. And they're my neighbors, and my mother trusts them. We have spent the nights and stuff. And I was telling you about one of the spend the nights where he was in his boxers with nothing on, but nothing happened that night. But looking back, he was making himself available to me. He just didn't have the words to say it. But his younger brother kind of like touched me or hit on me. I don't know if it was verbally first or physically, but then he like recoiled.
And how did that make you feel?
I'm confused because it's like you just did something that was kind of gayish to me, or like not even necessarily gayish, but it was in a sexual way, and it was in an arousing way, and then you immediately like recoiled, and then when I kind of like recoiled back to you, you did it again. So it was a game. He was trying to see how comfortable he could be. It was like a cat and mouse thing. He was being very coy about it. And again, we're 6th, 7th grade, really probably 5th and 6th grade. He was, a little younger than me, so we didn't know much, then that's the only way he could play it. And then he just kind of told me, like, would you suck my dick? Just flat out. And I was like, okay. And I did, and it tasted nasty. So that, like, scarred me. It just...
Well, did you just kind of go into it and be like, you know what, I kind of like this? Like, ooh, I enjoy the energy?
Nope.
Or was it,
Not
did
at
it feel
all.
all uncomfortable at all?
It felt very uncomfortable. I felt like, because I was already grown in my head. So I'm saying, this is something that I should not be doing. Why am I doing this? But it was all for the thing of having the experience. So the experience overall, just to have a gay experience, felt great.
But why did you feel like it was a negative situation? Where did those thoughts pop in?
Well, probably from my upbringing. So my mom's a little prudish, a little bit. So like oral sex and stuff like that, like that's not something that you just say, oh yeah. And then the way he just said it, it was like, it wasn't, would you go down on me? It wasn't like, would you suck my dick? But it was really, I don't know the exact words, but it was so direct. This is not a demand, but this is a command more so. Do you accept the challenge? And it was like, well, this might be my only time to do it. So yeah, because obviously you like me and or whatever my mind is telling me, my little young hormones, and I didn't want the opportunity to pass me. So I did it. But the thing is, that was the younger brother. That's the one I wasn't attracted to.
And how old were you at this time?
I can just say that I was in the 6th grade.
6th grade.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in the 6th grade. But I got to tell you that the younger brother was a segue to the older brother.
All right. And how did that happen?
So he told me, so we then, once the first time happened, no, I just had a memory flash. He said that, would you do this? And I'll give you like $1 or something. I mean, yeah, I'll hold myself out. I started off as a prostitute, y'all. I just thought about that. Oh my God, how that sounds. Thank God I don't have children right now. I got God babies.
Hey,
though.
at least you're getting paid for your sexual advance. I wasn't getting paid for shit.
Yeah, but $1, what am I buying? Well, back then you could get some shit. You could get 4 things with $1. I can get a candy bar, I can get a quart of soda, I get a quarter bag of chips, and I can get like 5 now laters.
Okay.
So I was coming up. The trip to the corner grocery store, the gas station was worth it. It was worth the walk. But no, so whatever.
No shame in that at all. Yeah, fuck
no shame at all. And right after school, so it wasn't a walk of shame in the morning. I mean, nobody knew, right? But no, so that happened.